Alright, what's going on? 10 out of 10. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. As you just noticed, and I mentioned this in my Pokemon episode that went up as I'm recording this as well, I'm still a little bit sick, but I'm mostly over whatever that bug was. As I talk more, hopefully my voice loosens back up, because it's been a while since I recorded again. In any case, excuse me. We are back with Fire Emblem, and we are finally out of Chapter 17. Oliver has been defeated, and we are going to jump right back into things here with Chapter 18, Crimea Marches. Ah yes, the organ music. Where would we be without it? I do have a bunch of tabs in the background for things going as well. Hopefully the game doesn't lag much. It looks fine so far. But if there are a few frame skips here and there, chalk it up to that. So, sorry in advance if it does do that. You've done excellent work, Ike. Thanks to you, the wound that has scarred Benyon for many long years can finally begin to heal. As promised, Benyon now offers its support to Crimea's restoration. However, Prime Minister Sephirin is yet to return, which limits the reinforcements I can provide. Be that as it may, what troops I can spare await your command. Use them as you see fit. I understand, thank you. That's good news, isn't it, Princess Alencia? Yes, it is. Excuse me. I might exaggerate it some, but a lot of the coughs are going to sound like that. This has taught me a valuable lesson. Our land needs the Lagoos. I also believe that Bjork and Lagoos need each other to survive. The previous apostle, my grandmother, was desirous of such a world, as were my own parents. Princess Alencia, your father, King Ramon of Crimea, was a true pioneer in the area of Bjork-Lagoo's relations. In the very near future, I will give the Imperial Senate a few suggestions on achieving a fully integrated society. I doubt the road will be easily traveled, but I can no longer turn a blind eye to these issues. Princess Alencia, you must rebuild Crimea. If you are successful, we will join forces and change the world. Empress Sonica, your own vision surpasses even my own. My father would be so pleased to hear your words. Looks like you're through with me. I'll wait outside until you're finished talking. Hold, I am most definitely not through with you. Huh? What did I do now? You're as impudent and impatient as ever. Heed me, Ike. If you are to help lead the Crimean Liberation Army, you must be given a more appropriate title. If you're talking about making me a noble, I'll decline, thanks. That's not my kind of thing. You are not in a position to refuse. Giving some nameless mercenary control of Benyon's troops would be problematic. And more importantly, it would affect the troops. You will resign yourself to this and receive peerage from Princess Alencia. What? No, wait, this is absurd. Of all the foolish... I'm sorry about this. If you're absolutely opposed to it, I won't force you. No, I have to do what's necessary. What am I supposed to do now? Put on a funny hat or something? Yes. Put on the hat. No, don't give her your sword. Put on the hat, Ike. I want to see Ike wearing a funny hat. It would be great. Will you lend me your sword? Which one? I carry 6. Thank you. Now, may I ask you to kneel before me? Thank you. Alright, let me begin. In the name of House Crimea, I hereby grant you the title and rank of Lord and all the honors it conveys. Rise, Lord Ike. Thank God Ike is finally useful again. Not that he wasn't, you know what I mean. He wasn't not useful, but he can actually contribute now, without having to worry about other units. Four HP, 3 strength, 2 magic, 2 skill, 2 speed, 3 defense, 2 resistance, a con, and a move. Hell yes. Lord Ike. And his entire sprite changes. It is done. What an odd feeling. I look completely different now. Aha! Your new rank suits you. I completely agree. Yes, it truly does. I mean, you look all different and stuff. I suppose. Not that it matters to me. Western Benyon is home to a great forest. At one time, these woods were home to the Kingdom of Serenus and ruled by the Heron clan of the Bird Tribes. Following the Serenus massacre, the forest lost its color and vitality. Some said it was the sorrow of the goddess made real. For 20 long years, the devout citizens of Benyon trembled in shame and loathing over the crime they had committed. Benyon Empress, Apostle Sanaki, stepped forward as a representative of her country. If you missed last episode, this is what happened at the end. Kneeling before the surviving Heron Prince and Princess, she gave voice to the apology of her people. She spoke not as one nation to another, but as neighbors on the same continent. The massacre was unforgivable. However, hatred breeds hatred, and if the cycle of grief and anger is not broken, it will continue for time without end. It was with this in mind that the Herons accepted the Apostle's apology. Oh, that's what she said. Cool. And so it was that Serenus Forest was returned to its former glory. At least the middle of it, where the altar is. Afterward, as payment for Ike's service, Princess Alencia gained the services of a regiment of Benyon Army regulars. Hell yeah. New Sprite Ike, go! Though of common birth, Ike receives peerage from the princess and is given command of the army. As the first snow of the season falls, the newly commissioned General Ike takes control of the Crimean Liberation Army. The Grail Ike, really? He leads it toward the knife-edge mountains that mark the border between Benyon and Daein. I was going so well until I said Grail Ike, and now I can't read it all. Chapter 18, Crimea Marches. About damn time. So they've left Benyon, have they? According to our spy, they marched with a regiment of Benyon's army. They plan to take a land route through Daein and then into Crimea. Ha! They plan to cut across Daein? With nothing more than a single regiment in whose core is a tattered band of ragtag mercenaries? Gawain's son leads this rabble, yes? How does he stand up to his father's legacy? He doesn't. He's just a boy, not yet worthy of his father's name. Disappointing. Though his skill with the blade is rough, there is something uncanny about it. People seem drawn to it. And not just Benyon's apostle either. He's also gained the trust of the Serenus survivors, and of King Phoenix's as well. The Herons are alive. It appears the two members of the royal family survived. Look how nicely the table's been set for us. Bring one of them to me, I care not which one, and I want the medallion as well. As you wish. Once we cross that great wall, we'll be in Daein. Look there, atop that building. Daein Wyvern Riders on patrol. They won't be happy to see us. Tell me, General Ike, have you faced Wyvern Riders in combat? Only a few times. I got the impression that the Kilvoss Ravens were the more dangerous foe. If that's your impression, then you have yet to fight true Wyvern Riders. What do you mean? I have no way of judging the ones we see here, but I know another unit, one that was attached to Benyon's Temple Guard. They had their reasons for leaving, but the important thing to remember is that they are exceedingly powerful. Which explains why the Apostle sent you to accompany us. That's right. Pegasus Knights fare better than most against Wyvern Riders. We know the skies as well as they do. Yeah, I prefer to keep my feet on the ground, thank you. Can I entrust the flying business to you? Of course. We'll bring honor to the name of the Apostle's Sacred Guards. Yeah, spoiler alert, there's Wyvern Riders here. And the results of the last battle, we have a bunch of money, we spent some money, we got, why did we get no bonus experience? We should have gotten a little bit. I don't know. There were no deaths, yada yada, that's all. Alright, cool, base. It's been a hot minute since we've been here. So, let's check some supports, although I'm going to continue to make a point to not do any that we don't need. Since we're actually using Astrid, I don't think she needs to talk to Soth, although she doesn't have a ton available. She doesn't have very many supports, so I guess we can do this. Taking care of your weapons, Soth? Yeah, that's right. Ah, splendid. May I speak to you for a moment? What do you want? You're quite skilled with a dagger. If my memory serves, swords are very effective against axes. But can you tell me which weapon axes are most suited to attack? Ha! You don't even know that? I thought you were a mercenary. Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive my ignorance. It's been only a short while since I became a mercenary. What's more, I wield a bow. And lances. But mostly a bow. What did you do before? Wasn't doing anything. Nothing at all, really. Nothing? It's hard to fill your stomach doing nothing. Ah, I get it. You're a noble, aren't you? I can tell from all that Ponzi talk of yours. Couldn't tell a hatchet from a pot of rat stew. Not that you'd ever eat rat stew. Why is a soft hand like you in this war? Ah, well, who am I to judge? As long as you feather some Daein scum, you're alright with me. Soth is low-key a good character in this game. He's well written, I think. That said, not much else going on there, so let's talk to this soldier. General Ike, all troops are ready to move out. Alright, can you have them wait? Do you want them to fall out and wait in their tents? Or would you rather they form up and stand at attention? Go ahead and have them stand down, I'll call them when I'm ready. Yes, sir. Begging your pardon, sir, all troops have been ordered to stand down. However, General Tanith requests her orders. Are her Pegasus Knights to stand down as well? Am I supposed to decide that too? General Ike, you've been given command of the entire army, sir. We will not move without your orders, sir. General Tanith's troops are to follow General Tanith's orders. Understood, sir. General Tanith's Pegasus Knights will not be deployed unless there is a request for reinforcements. Those are the orders of General Tanith. By your leave, sir. Yeah, Ike is not having fun. Tanith, do you have a moment? General Ike, what is it? Is there a problem? I thought you might be able to provide me with some information. Yes? What can you tell me about King Daein? I'd like to know something of him before I have to face him in battle. Truth be told, I've never fought him either. Cannot give you any specifics, but I will tell you what little I do know. Please, whatever you can tell me would be appreciated. Ashnard's coronation, let me see. Yes, it was 18 years ago. You see, a plague had struck the capital, spreading out to affect the surrounding region of Navasa and beyond. Ashnard was crowned the year after the great tragedy had finally subsided. In the entire history of Tellius, no calamity has claimed the lives of so many Bjork and Laguz, not since the Great Flood. 2 years before, it struck Benyon, and the entire population of Serenus was nearly obliterated. The year after that, close to 1,000 Bjork, nobles and peasants alike, perished in Daein. Nobles, you say? So the royal family fell victim to this plague as well? Yes, the reigning king and queen, and some 20 or so princes and princesses fell ill. And everyone who fell ill perished. For a time, the people despaired of losing the entire royal bloodline of Daein. It seemed that none would survive. And yet Ashnard did survive. He did. It's quite interesting in a sense. You see, his name was never mentioned in any talk of succession before that time. He was of such a distant bloodline that he was unlikely to be king. In another place, though, his name was already well known. Where was that? On the battlefield. As you know, Daein is home to many brave warriors. At the time, then Prince Ashnard was said to have been a match for an entire troop of Pegasus Knights. Benyon and Daein both keep close watch over their borders, and their patrols fought in many skirmishes. Although there was no war to speak of, these land disputes did end with Daein claiming a small portion of Benyon soil. It would be no exaggeration to say this was solely due to the strength of one man, Ashnard. Forgive me, I have spoken longer than I intended. It's about time we get back to the business of marching preparations. No, thank you for telling me so much. If we have another chance, please share more of your stories. Understood. And Tormod's around. What's he doing? Ike, which troop should we fall in with? We've received no orders yet. Tormod, Morim, I know I've asked you many times, but are you sure you want to be here? You keep asking that. Maybe you don't want us here. Is that it? I don't know what to think. No, it's not that at all. To be honest, the battle ahead is going to be hard. It looks bleak. I'd rather that those without direct ties to Crimea not get involved. A bleak battle? What about trying to free all the slaves in Benyon? Now those were bleak battles. Bleak battles are our specialty, right, Morim? Yes, you are. Yet, thanks to Ike's time in Benyon, things have changed completely. That's right, the Apostle has promised to press her investigation until there's not a single Laguz slave left in the entire nation. So there's no reason for you two to continue fighting, is there? You don't owe me anything. We're going to fight with you, Ike. We want to help. It is our right to join you in this, just as it is your right to refuse us. To be perfectly frank, I would be willing to beg to get you to join us. Both of you, alright? Alright. Haha, you can count on us. Alright, cool. Experience things. How much do we have? Not a ton. What do we do? I think I'm actually going to give Soth a couple of levels. And the reason for that is he's free, as we've discussed previously. And I want him to be able to help a little bit. That's a good level. I want him to be able to help a little bit with trying to steal some stuff. And the only way that we can reliably do that is to give him a couple of these levels. We can also... go ahead and give Mist a level, I suppose. Now we're starting to run a little bit low on bonus experience, though. That wasn't terrible. Who else needs experience? Ike will get his. Actually, I think pretty much everybody here is going to get theirs at some point. I was just reminded of something, so I'll get to that in a second. We finally get a chance to sort out our items a little bit. I think I'm actually going to pause the recording and do this off screen, and I'll be back when I'm done, because this might take a few minutes. Alright, that took a solid several minutes, but I think I'm done with everything that I wanted to do for the most part. The only thing that I haven't done is forge something, and that's because I don't know what I want to forge. However, hello? Oh, because I can't do that here. Okay, so the two things that I wanted to do is you just saw one that I can't do here. I need to give Ike his occult skill, and then the other thing is I want to go ahead and promote Mist. It's one level early, but she honestly kind of needs it because of what's coming forward. So we're going to go ahead and do this. She gets a horse. Mist is now a Valkyrie. 3 HP, 2 strength, 4 magic, which is really nice. 1 skill, 3 speed, 3 defense, 2 resistance. I think that was 1 con and 3 move. She's good now. And then I also did get a few extra weapons. However, she needs room to carry them. I will... I'm actually going to buy her a new sword. I don't really want to get a forge, but she can defend herself in case of emergency now. And then as for the forge, I almost feel like we should give Oscar a new one. Because I don't think anybody else really needs it. Ike could possibly use one, but he's got the Iron Blade, so I think he'll be okay. Boyd should be fine, and that's the most durable Iron Axe I have for him, because he's got the Killer Axe. Jill has already proven she's fine. I did give Soth the dagger to try to give him a couple extra points of damage. I don't know exactly how helpful they are. That's only 2 damage, but that could be the difference between not doing anything. Astrid has had a forge already. My whole thing is I don't want to just not make a forge. That's kind of what I'm hung up on at the moment. Let me see actually what all I can forge. I can forge a hand axe, which might be a good thing to do. I can also forge javelins. Swords, bows. I can forge light magic, but nobody on my roster uses... Well, Reese would if I leveled him up, but I didn't. I guess we can just make an iron axe for now. It doesn't have to be great, but we can buff it a little bit. I could actually give this to Oscar. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to give it to Oscar. Unfortunately, Oscar is full, which means that for the moment it goes into the convoy. And then I can trade Void a better axe, and then I can go to the convoy. I can put this one in, pull this one out. That works for me. The last thing, real quick, is Ike can use an occult scroll to learn Ether, which is absolutely going to happen. So if you haven't played this game, what Ether does is it triggers 2 skills, Soul and Luna consecutively. Soul will heal you for the amount of damage that you do on a hit, and then Luna will do a hit that, I think in this game it only negates defense. I don't think it does anything else, but that's still good, especially when you get them both on the same hit. I don't know what the trigger rate is, but I know it's pretty good. So Ike has that now. As for everybody else, I think we're going to stand pat with what we have. We're going to save, and we're going to finally leave the base. Now, for this chapter, actually, one thing that I do need to make sure of is Rolf actually needs to come with us, so I need to make sure he can at least kind of defend himself. Where is Rolf? There he is. He can bring Rolf's bow, and I guess a longbow. And we'll get into why when we get onto the map. That said, I need to save again since I just changed stuff, and then we're actually, for real this time, gonna head out. Torg Aaron. It's eerily quiet here. Hello there. My Lord Ike, are preparations complete? Yes, the enemy should not yet be aware that we've come this far. We're going to launch a surprise attack and try to capture the wall on our first charge. Please wait for us at the base camp. Very well. There's no need to look so worried. We're well prepared, and we've got you as our good luck charm. Thank you for that, but do be careful, my Lord Ike. Hey, don't worry. This may be our first battle as an official army, but we fought Daein many times. We're going to win. After all, I can't lose my very first battle as a snooty noble, now can I? I believe in you, and know that you'll be victorious. Come back safe. Is everyone ready? Let's move out. Hold a moment, my Lord Ike. In the sky, something's coming. Who's that? It's Epic Dude. Ike, well met. It appears that you're getting ready for your first battle as Crimea's army. And you're escorting the Heron siblings back to Phoenix, right? That was the original plan, but someone here insisted that we follow you. Quite unreasonably, I might add. You treated us with courtesy, Bjork. You must act accordingly. Isn't that so, Leanne? You said your name was Ike, correct? Yes. You aided my sister and me during a time of danger. We Herons hold courtesy in high esteem. We must repay our debt to you. That's really not necessary. We are practitioners of seed magic, I think. We cannot fight, but we can imbue our allies with strength. If you so wish it, I will travel with you. In this way, I will repay you for what you have done. Absolutely allowed to join. You were lucky to find your sister. Shouldn't you stay by her side? Leanne understands what I do. I see. In that case, welcome. Thank you. I swear on the honor of my clan that I will do all I can to strengthen your cause. It's settled then, and you'll get aid from me as well. Janaf. Right here, your majesty. You'll go with the Crimean army and protect Racing. Leave it to me. You too, Oki, alright? Of course. Tabarn, it's too much. I cannot accept this. You're already watching over Leanne and my father as well. These past 20 years, I know what it's been like for you living in Phoenix. I'm only sorry I can't do more. Tabarn, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. King Phoenix, I will guard Racing well. When Crimea is retaken, I will see him safely returning. I will take you at your word. Your actions have created a bond of trust between yourselves and the Hawk and Herring clans. If you find yourself in a dire position, you can call on me. No matter what, I will fly to your aid. Alright, so we got some new dudes. We gained a strong ally where we had not thought to look for one, didn't we? Yes, Bjork and Lagoose. Beast tribe and bird tribe. There's no difference between us. We finally understand one another. Yes, I think you're right. Well, some of us do. Now let's really get started. Everyone move out. I just pulled a me. Okay, so choose units. Before we go any further, we do need to talk about some new units that we've gotten now. And they are all down here, these four. Of which I think I'm only going to bring one this map. But they're here anyway. So, the game's finally starting to choke on me a little bit. So I need to try to get through this pretty quickly. We're going to save the best for last. So, and I'm going to go through these a little bit quick. So bear with me. It's going to be a lot to take in, but we're going. First, we have Janaf. Janaf is a level 8 Hawk, although officially he's listed as a member of the Bird Tribe. Janaf joins with base stats of 39 HP, 13 Strength, 5 Magic, 15 Skill, 17 Speed, 16 Luck, 11 Defense, and 10 Resistance. And remember, these are all untransformed stats, so we get slight boost when he transforms. I didn't write down what those are, but they're comparable at least to the Beast Tribe that we talked about earlier. I might edit them into the video. I might just say they get better. Don't worry about it. Either way, those are his base stats. He comes with growth rates, the standard Lagoose trick of being able to level 2 HP at once with 130% HP, 55 strength, 10 magic, 70 skill, 65 speed, 40 luck, 30 defense, and 25 resistance. Janaf is a solid flyer if you need one, but by now you should have at least one, maybe two serviceable flyers, plus you technically get a third one in this map if you haven't used either of the other ones, so you'll definitely have one. He's not terrible, but his transform gauge kind of screws him over a little bit, as it does with most Lagoos if you're not using the Demi Band, which Morim owns that, and as far as I'm concerned will always own that, unless I can give it to Rayson, which I don't think I can, but I haven't thought to try. Janaf is fine, but he's not a world beater by any means. I give him a 3 out of 5. Not terrible, not great either. And now I'm actually going to transition directly into the next one here, which is Ulki. Ulki is Janaf Minor, in my opinion. He has slightly higher base defense stats at the expense of lower strength, I think. I don't remember I remember comparing them, but I don't remember exactly what it is. Yeah, so Janaf is more attack oriented, and Ulki is more I'm going to survive no matter what you do oriented. He joins with 41 HP, 15 strength, 4 magic, 14 skill, 12 speed, 10 luck, 14 defense, and 9 resistance. I guess a better way to put it would actually be that Janaf is a bit more magic-based and kind of can deal with ranged attacks. I'm not sure. They're very similar, but Janaf is slightly better, and you can already see that because you can see my rating on screen even though I haven't said it yet. Ulki's growth rates, 130% HP, 60 strength, 10 magic, 65 skill, 60 speed, 35 luck, 35 defense, 25 resistance. So he's got a slightly higher defense, slightly lower luck, lower speed, lower skill, but better strength. So Janaf is going to be your damage dealer of these two if you decide to use them both. Ulki is more, he's going to hit a little bit harder, but at the expense of moving a bit slower. That's the comparison I was looking for. I don't know why I couldn't find that a second ago. Overall, I think Janaf is better just because if you do 2 more damage, but you don't double, that's actually like 12 less damage. And the extra hit points and defense is nice, but if you run into a situation where 2 HP and 1 defense is going to make the difference, you probably didn't play your Hawks correctly anyway. So, of the two, I would prefer to use Janaf, but they're both probably going to see more time on the bench than they are on the field. I give Ulki a 2 out of 5. I'm going to go ahead and close those 2 extra windows real quick to see if I can get this to run a bit friendlier. It doesn't seem to have done that yet. Next up, Tanith. Tanith is a solid unit. Joins at level 10, shows she's a bit, level 10 Falcon Knight, so she's toward the top of how high you can get your levels, similar to Stefan, except it doesn't matter. She's not as good as Stefan, but she's in the same category of this is worth using if you want to. She joins with 32 HP, which sounds low, but really isn't that terrible. 16 strength, 10 magic, 18 skill, 24 speed, she's fast as hell. 18 luck, 15 defense, and 13 resistance, and she has growth rates of 60% HP, 40% strength, 35 magic, 70 skill, 40 speed, 30 luck, 25 defense, and 30 resistance. Her growths toward the back end there are a little bit lacking, but her bases are so good it doesn't really matter. Like, I would love to see a unit with better than 25% defense, but when you join at a level 10 promoted class and you've already got 15 defense for a class that generally struggles with defense, definitely not a definite, like, hard no, you know? I'm probably not going to use Tanith on this map, but moving forward, she will likely see some time on the field for an extra flyer, since I'm technically only using 1 right now. I might end up using her this chapter anyway, we'll see. I might have just lied. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Tanith is a really good unit. Not quite 5 out of 5 territory, but about as close as you can get, in my opinion, without it. And I think a lot of people would tell me that I'm crazy and she deserves 5 out of 5, and honestly, they're probably right, but I'm sticking to my guns. I think she's very good. I don't think she's elite, just because she can be a little bit fragile. Like, 15 base defense for a Falcon Knight is solid, but it's not great. So and with low HP, she is susceptible to some hits. Also, if you don't give her the full guard, snipers will just wreck her shit. So she has a couple of weaknesses, but way more strengths to outweigh them, and she will definitely help your army if you choose to use her. I give her 4 out of 5. in my rating. And last but certainly, absolutely not least, is the man himself, Rayson. Now, you see my rating and you see the stats on screen, and you're thinking to yourself, what in the hell is this guy smoking, unless you've played this game before or seen this game before. But let's go through this in the same way that we normally would. Rayson joins as a level 3 Heron, with base stats of 22 HP, 1 strength, 10 magic, 11 skill, 14 speed, 15 luck, 2 defense, and 20 resistance. That's hella resistance. And he has growth rates of 65% HP, 5% strength, 40% magic, 50% skill, 50% speed, 60% luck, 15% defense, and 50% resistance. Now again, if you have never played or seen this game before, you have no idea why I rate Rayson 5 out of 5, but we're going to get to that. Rayson is the dancer of this game, which means he can allow your units to move a second time. And I'll show that off more as we go forward, but Rayson will absolutely see the field in every map moving forward. Rayson is a little bit fragile. You obviously don't want him anywhere near the front lines if you can help it. However, if he can stay relatively close, he can help get extra turns off for your damage, especially when he transforms. He's useful even when he's not transformed, but when he does transform is when he shines. Because instead of being able to only dance for 1 unit, he can now dance for all 4 units in an adjacent space. Adjacent meaning corners don't count. So like you can only dance for 4, you can't surround him with 8 people and dance for 8 people. That would be insanely broken. He's pretty dodgy, but he does have low, like I said, he has low HP and very low defense, so if something goes wrong and he gets hit with a physical attack, he's probably going to die. 14 speed is solid, so he's not going to get doubled by much, so in general he can take 1 hit from most things. Magic isn't going to bother him a ton unless it does bonus damage because of high as hell resistance. Basically, don't let him get hit, but otherwise, this guy is probably going to be one of your most important characters, if not your most important character in a run of this game. 5 out of 5. Easy. Easy 5 out of 5. Nobody should have to think about rating this guy 5 out of 5. In the next game, maybe a little bit, even though you really shouldn't think about it there either. He's one of the top units in both games. He does kind of get outshined in the next game, but we're not talking about the next game, are we? Because we're playing Path of Radiance, not Radiant Dawn. 5 out of 5 for Rayson. That said, as I said, I might end up reselecting Tanith, but I am going to definitely need to bring Rolf. We're definitely bringing Titania. And now I have to ask myself, do I want a flyer or do I want Stefan? There are some flyers over here that will try to track us down. Flyers are not necessarily a bad thing to have in order to take on other flyers. So I think for this map, as much as I like Stefan, I think I am actually going to field Tanith. Let me check her inventory. She has a sonic sword and a short sword. Or short spear, sorry. Not short sword. I do actually, if I can, I do want to give her... I'll give her an Iron Lance and a Javelin just so she... Well, no, she doesn't need the Javelin, but I'll give her an Iron Lance and I guess a low-use Iron Sword just so she doesn't have to use those 2 things necessarily. But yeah, I think there's probably going to be a split in the episode here, but I am going to continue recording as we jump into this. So I will see you guys next time, and we will take on this chapter. Sorry we didn't actually get any action done, but there was a lot of stuff going on that we needed to get out of the way. So we'll take on this chapter starting next time. See you guys then.